We've all heard incredible stories about resilience, but every now and then a journey comes along that just completely redefines what it means to start over. Today, we're diving into one of those stories. A story about falling from success, hitting absolute rock bottom, and then climbing back up to find a purpose that was more powerful than ever. This is the journey of Mustafa Toot Brown Jr. And this right here, this is his mission. His entire life's work boiled down into one single powerful idea: to help people awaken the hero within themselves. It's the core belief that drives literally everything he does, and it really sets the stage for the amazing transformation we're about to get into. So, who is the man behind this mission? Well, to say he wears a lot of hats would be a massive understatement. He's an author, a coach, a counselor, a film producer, a serial entrepreneur, and on top of all that, he's a father of 6, a role he says is his deepest motivation. This is not the story of a man who did one thing. It's the story of someone with this incredible drive shaped by a huge range of experiences. Now, his journey begins on what you could only call a long and winding road. Seriously, this was not a straight shot to success, not even close. It was a path full of trials and challenges that really forged the person he was destined to become. And when you look at his path, the sheer variety of stuff he did is incredible. Kicking things off in 1987, he was a truck driver, he owned a cargo transport business, he was a demolition contractor, and later a financial consultant. This wasn't just a career path, it was a constant hustle. He was learning totally different industries from the ground up and building this relentless work ethic along the way. So after all those years, all that struggle, you might think he'd have some regrets, right? But his perspective is pretty profound. He says, "I would not change a thing." Think about that. It shows he completely owns every single part of his story, the wins, and maybe more importantly, the failures. And that acceptance, it becomes the foundation for everything that happens next. But every hero's journey has that moment of crisis. The abyss, the point of no return. For Mustafa, that moment came in 2006. And this wasn't just a little setback. No, this was a total catastrophic collapse. Yeah, 2006. That was the year that everything he had spent his entire life building came crashing down around him, one piece at a time. First, his personal finances, completely wiped out. And right after that, his business goes under. Decades of work, just gone. In an instant. And then, finally, he hits absolute rock bottom. He was left with nothing, living in his car. Can you even imagine? This was his abyss. But here's the thing about hitting rock bottom. The only way to go is up. And it's right there, in that abyss, at his absolute lowest point, that the real transformation begins. This is where he discovers that his true purpose wasn't in any of the things he had lost, but in something he'd had inside him all along. It was from that completely devastating moment that he had this profound realization. It was like a light bulb went off. The one thing he had always done for his friends, his colleagues, counseling them, helping them solve their problems, coaching them through tough times. That wasn't just some skill he had. That was it. That was his true calling. And that became his new North Star. He completely rebuilt his life around this one core intention: to use his own experience with unimaginable hardship to help other people navigate theirs. His goal was to guide them, to help them find solutions, and to help them become their absolute best selves. And that became the foundation of his new life's work. Okay, so this is where the story pivots. It stops being just about his journey and it starts being about yours. His experience isn't just a biography to read. It's a blueprint. It's a challenge to all of us. This is the return part of the hero's journey, where he brings back the wisdom he's gained for everyone else. So what's his call to action? It's all about rejection. He challenges us to reject the things that hold us back. First, you have to reject lazy thinking and just doing nothing. Second, you have to reject mediocrity. Stop settling for less than what you're capable of. And third, and this might be the most important one, you have to reject those internal enemies: fear, doubt, and disbelief. And look, his message is universal. It's not for some special, chosen few. It's for absolutely every person who is willing to finally confront their own truth, to be honest with themselves, and to decide it's time to rewrite their own story. Which brings us right here, to the final, crucial question he's really asking all of us. After hearing his journey, from the highs of success to the crushing lows of living in his car, and then back to a life filled with purpose, the question isn't really about his story anymore, is it? It's about yours. So, what story are you ready to rewrite?